Alright people, it's Sprattyyy here, and this is going to be a sniping tips video. It's probably going to be a two-part video. There's a lot to talk about. I've got a whole list of different kind of ideas I need to talk about with sniping. You know, different variations of how you snipe, different shots, different, you know, situations. Going to talk about a variety of things. There's a lot to talk about, so I really appreciate if you could like, favourite and comment on the video whenever you can throughout this video, because a lot of time is going into this and I'm going to have a lot of breakdown for you of how I snipe in situations I've been in, and then hopefully you'll be able to learn something from it and it will help you, you know, snipe when you go play. So we'll start off with kind of the four main kind of shots that you're going to be hitting when you play them. It's going to go down to no scoping, quick scoping, drag scoping and hard scoping. They're kind of the four main kind of shots that you're going to be hitting, and you need to do kind of a combination of these and not just go into a game thinking, oh, I'm just going to quick scope all game. You know, you're not going to be doing that. You know, you need to combine these kind of four shots to actually get yourself a good sniping game. First I want to talk about no scoping, and basically I don't want to go into much detail about this because it's kind of, you know, not really relevant, but no scoping is basically when you don't scope in with your sniper, so you just kind of hip firing. Basically steady aim obviously increases the accuracy of hip fire, so basically when your crosshairs are larger, your no scope is more spread and the bullet can go further away. When your crosshairs are smaller, your bullet can go straighter. So no scoping is an all look. You know, when you're at closer range, that's when you're going to be no scoping. You're not going to be hard scoping at close range, whereas you're not going to be no scoping at long range unless you're like going for a montage clip or whatever. So yeah, that's just going to be handy for your kind of reaction shots when there's a guy right in front of you. You just need to barrel stuff. It's not really relevant to do that much in game, but obviously just at the close range. Quick scoping, like I said, I'm not going into detail, but basically what quick scoping is where you tap your aim button, your scope comes up for, you know, half a second, and then you shoot. Basically it's just so you can get a quick shot off when there's a guy even looking at you or shooting you. I'll link you to Faze Kross tutorial. He's done a good tutorial about quick scoping in general, and I'll link to that because I don't really want to talk about that much. But quick scoping is mainly you're going to be doing quick scoping or scoping in for a little bit longer than quick scoping. My main kind of shot is drag scoping. Don't ask me why. When I used to play a year or two ago, I used to quick scope most shots, but then I think I've got to realise that drag scoping is more, you know, useful because you don't have to be looking straight at the guy to hit it. You can drag it across your screen. You can be wherever. Basically, drag scoping is where you're not looking straight at him and you're scoping and then drag your scope across. I'll be showing a few examples on screen, but basically I think this is the most useful shot when you're playing. You can pull off quick reaction shots and, you know, kind of pull away shots. I think the quick scoping and drag scoping is where you're going to get your fast kills for your montage clips, just for montage makers out there, but it's also, you know, your fast kills when you're trying to get a good gameplay. Lastly, hard scoping. People think it's newbie. It's not. You know, you have to combine all of these, and hard scoping is a way of, you know, staying alive and actually getting clips. You don't have to change scope at every shot. Like I'll show you some on screen. I'm coming out of my scope after each hard aim. You know, it scopes back into the same place. You don't need to stay in your scope. It makes it look a lot cleaner, especially if you're trying to get clips. And you know, the variety of all of these combined really is going to make your gameplay look good. You're going to enjoy yourself with all the different variety of stuff, and hopefully you realise that you need to do a combination of these and not just one all game. Next I want to talk about like pre-aiming. And now if you don't know what pre-aiming is basically if you think there's a guy around the corner, if you know there's a guy around there, you could hear him running around the corner, you could see him on the radar, you could just know that people are going to run that way. There's a thing called pre-aiming where you scope in or you aim down your sights before they get around the corner. As soon as you come around the corner you shoot them. I feel this is a really good technique when you're definitely sniping. Well, with machine guns really as well, but this is sniping tips videos. But basically, if you scope in before, you know, by the time they're in the corner, you've got your first shot on, you're hopefully going to get that one-shot kill. They usually know the guy's there, it's due to the radar, but sometimes you'll see a guy, and you'll know there's only one way he's going to come, so you might as well get your aim on, so, you know, you'll be able to shoot that guy. I'll probably put a few examples on screens just so you can have a look. As you can tell, you know, you might not get the kill, but at least you've got the one shot and you've got the advantage of knowing where he's going to be when he comes around the corner. I really think this is a good idea when he's sniping. to keep yourself alive. You know, you got that one advantage. Next I want to talk about kind of the position where you want to be stood when you're sniping, especially when you come on to a lot of enemies. There is many things in the map that will help you stay alive, you know, give you cover, because it's really easy to die on Modern Warfare 3. Guns are so powerful and you die really quickly on this game. It's a really fast paced game. So basically, if you don't see already, a lot of people crouch after the quickscope. I just do this out of habit now, but it kind of has a strategy to it. You know, once you shoot, you know, crouching, you could be dodging bullets, you never know. It's just kind of a way of keeping it clean. It looks really nice as well when you're shooting. Also, I kind of drop shot after I shoot. This is a way of keeping alive, you know, dodging bullets. If you miss the guy or hit mark the guy, it's giving me that little bit extra time where he's trying to kill you and you've got to drop down, come back up, and he's still, you know, easily shot. I play tactical to get these drop shots. It's really easy to get used to if you're playing on normal. It's just drop shotting with the analog stick. Drop shotting is just where you hit the floor, you lay down in prone and then you come back up. It's really helpful, especially when you're sniping in this game. This kind of combination of getting behind cover and, you know, dropping behind and trying to dodge bullets really keeps you alive longer than if you would just run out into the open and trying to kill people. Next I want to talk about a few more different types of shots. Jump shots is kind of a common thing that I didn't really mention earlier. You know, it's basically where there's an object in front of you and the person, and you need to get around it or over it to see the guy. Basically, when you jump shot, you want to aim in first and then jump up. It allows you to have more time to, you know, find the guy and get the target on. It's really helpful. I'm going to show you a few examples on screen. It just carries on the streak. Instead of you coming around the cover to expose your position, it allows you to just keep the cover of whatever's in front of you and just to peep your head above and, you know, get the shot off. Combining that with, obviously, you know, all the other shots I mentioned earlier is really a way to stay alive, an effective way to get good streaks. Also, I want to talk about steadying your shot and not trying to panic when you see loads of people. I'm going to show you an example right about now. It's just me. I'm in an accurate streak, start off with a nice little quad feed, then there's more guys around the corner, and this situation where I've panicked because, you know, you've just got your clip, you're kind of excited, and then you see way more and you just start panicking and spraying and things like that. You know, it is a common situation and it happens to me, you know, it happens to most people. You know, what you need to do is just stay calm and try and take each shot as steady and not to panic when you're taking each shot. I don't really have any tips of how you can do this. It's just out of your own personal way of sniping, and if you can, you know, steady yourself and not panic, that's how you're going to get these good clips, and that's what you need to learn and try and adapt. You need to learn how to stay calm, and that's just over practice really. There's no really way of doing it. Next I want to talk about perks, and especially in Modern Warfare 3 there is useful perks that actually help sniping and increase awareness of where people are, and that's really important when you're sniping. You know, you need to know where people are going to be, where people may be coming from, and that's why you need to learn kind of the spawns, learn where people, you know, the main spots of where people run. On the old games it's a lot easier because you've played it that much, but with a new game like Modern Warfare 3 it really is hard to kind of learn of the main places they're going to run from and to learn the spawns. So once you've learned those, you know, just play out in, you know, a certain game type, make sure you know where everyone's coming from, and it'll help you really well when you're trying to get good gameplays. Back to perks, sorry. I feel that Marksman is the third perk, and basically what it is, it highlights the name of enemies when you scope in, and basically what it is, highlights the enemy's name above the head, and you could not even see him, you know, through smoke. It could be through a flash, whatever. It highlights the name, and it's really, really helpful, especially when you're sniping, because a lot of the time you're mistaking things for people. And this, I'm going to show you on the screen now, is a really good example of how I actually got a montage clip by using Marksman. It's the red smoke and drop zone kind of got in the way, and I just saw the names through it and just shot through it and ended up getting the quad feed. It's a really helpful perk, and people say steady aim's easy for sniping. It doesn't really make a difference what your third perk is. It doesn't affect sniping anyway. The only thing it affects is no scoping. So if you're really picky about that, you can use the kill streak package that allows you to get perks for each kill streak. I can't remember the name of it, I'm sorry, but you know, you can start off with steady aim and then work your way up to whatever you want. Otherwise, kill streaks I'd recommend using, you know, support package, so UAV, maybe SAM turret and advanced UAV, just things that you don't actually get into and use. You know, you can keep running around the map while it's doing work or whatever. It kind of leads me on to well, when you're using UAVs, things like this, you know, you're helping your team, and I think being a team player really does count on this game. It really does get you good gameplays, good scores, things like that. So if that's what you're trying to go for, you really want to be a good team player, and playing the objective is really a good thing for clips. Now, people don't think it's good. You know, people think, you know, I'm just going to go out and kill whore. That's the way I'm going to get clips. No. If you're capping flag, if you're deploying the objective, they have to run towards that objective. So if you've taken their flag, they want to come back and get it. You know, they're going to be coming and rushing you. You want to be killing them. That's kind of an idea I have, well, a lot of people have, is when you're playing the objective, people have to run to do the objective. So that's really a main thing you want to be doing. You don't want to just be going around kill whoring. You just want to be playing the objective as you do it, and then people will run at you, and that's how you're going to get your, you know, your constant clips, you know, constant people flooding towards you that you need to kill. Lastly, I just want to talk about the kind of main things that are on your screen, and you need to be aware of these things. You know, the main three are basically, you know, the score, the map, like the radar kind of thing, and you know how many bullets you've got. Now, if you remember how many bullets you've shot, that's not a problem. You know, the reload thing does come on your screen, but it's nice to, if you think you're clear from everything else, you know, it's nice to just reload so you've got a full, you know, chamber of bullets, instead of running into a battle with 2 bullets thinking that you've got a full chamber. Also, you know, the score in the corner, that's just there. You know, you need to be aware if you're winning or losing and what you need to do to win the game. You know, it's nice to play the objective and it's nice to win the game, and that's kind of a way that you can motivate yourself. You know, if you get that flag, like I mentioned earlier, they're going to be running at you. So if you want to be winning, you can then hold the flags off and then look at the score and see how many they need to get to win, and then they're going to be rushing to you because they're going to be kind of doing the same thing. And lastly, the radar is really important because it's, you know, it kind of shows where everyone is on the map. If they've got assassin on, you know, that's a bummer, but you know, it's nice to know where everyone is, or most people are, and it's kind of a way of you can, you know, be aware of where people are, and if they're near you, if you need to kill them, if they're long range, if they're on the flags, whatever. You know, you really need to keep looking at that, and you know, just be aware of how everyone is in the map. That's kind of been a bit sloppy. I really wanted to get this in one video. Hopefully it is. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Like I said, please like, favourite and comment. I really want to get this as many views as it can. I've put a lot of effort into this, and hopefully you'll become better snipers with these tips. So glad you enjoyed it if you did, and thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye.